We can attach this fork onto this hammer to make a meat tenderizer. This can be used to flatten and tenderize meat. If we don't happen to have an ice tray, we can still make ice cubes. We can fill a Ziploc bag with water, and if we submerge the bag into a large bowl of water, this will help remove any air inside of the bag. Now we'll lay the bag flat and then place skewers on both sides of the bag to divide the water. Secure the skewers with rubber bands. We'll repeat this a few times so we have 4 or 5 sections. Now after we freeze it, the ice will break off into long ice cubes. Just add to your favorite drinks. We can use a fork to help squeeze out all of the contents in this tube of horseradish. Squeezing both sides with the fork at an angle gives the best results. To keep herbs fresh for longer, be sure to store the herbs in a container with a lid and a paper towel inside. We can also use an egg to absorb additional moisture. Store in the fridge. If we need to sieve this flour to remove the lumps but don't have a sieve at hand, whisk the flour until all the lumps are gone. Stuffed peppers are a household favorite, so let's learn how to make them. We'll start by removing the tops, the seeds, and the pith. Then place the peppers in hot water for 10 minutes. We'll also finely chop the tops of the peppers for the sauce. To prepare the rice, we'll first rinse it, then let it soak in hot water for 10 minutes, and then rinse it again. We'll add the rice to the meat and add chopped onions, fresh herbs like dill and parsley, crushed garlic and grated carrots. Then we'll season with salt, pepper and dried basil. Mix everything together thoroughly. Our peppers are now soft, so we can add the filling. Fill the peppers with the meat and then make a hole in the center of the meat. This will ensure even cooking. We can also stuff eggplants and tomatoes the same way. We can use this grater to help separate the skin from the tomatoes. We'll then heat the saucepan and add in a bit of oil. From there, we'll add in finely chopped onions and crushed garlic. Then we'll add chopped eggplant and the finely chopped peppers from earlier. Cook everything until the onion starts to become translucent. Now we'll add whole grain rice flour, making sure to stir constantly. After which we'll add our grated tomatoes. Once the sauce starts to boil, add in salt, black pepper and dried basil. Next, we'll add the stuffed vegetables into the saucepan on top of the sauce. Pour in just enough hot water so that it covers the stuffed vegetables. Bring to a boil, then cover with a lid and simmer for 30 minutes. To serve, pour the sauce over the vegetables with a dollop of sour cream and sprinkling of herbs. Your taste buds won't be disappointed. When cracking nuts, the shells often scatter and make a mess. To prevent this, simply crack the nuts inside of an egg carton with a hammer. This muffin pan cannot only be used to make baked goods, but also be used to serve delicious appetizers. To quickly wash the strawberries, place them in a large bowl with water and sprinkle in some salt. Stir in, then let sit for a couple of minutes. Pour out the water and dry off the strawberries. Then we'll add them into this plastic container with paper towels on the top and the bottom. Close the lid and store in the fridge. The strawberries will stay fresh for several days. We can do the same with cherries, blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries. Next, we'll be making a very interesting snack. Preserved lemons. Start by cutting the lemons into slices. We'll then cut onions into thin slices like so. In an appropriate container, we'll add in a sprig of parsley, a few slices of lemon, salt, dried garlic, crushed red pepper, and dried rosemary. Then we'll add in a few slices of onions. Continue these layers until all the ingredients are used. We can also add in a few pieces of allspice. Lastly, we'll add a bit of vegetable oil over the lemons. Close the jar tightly and let it sit at room temperature for at least a couple of hours, or preferably overnight. The lemons are ready to eat. Enjoy them as an addition to savory dishes, salads, or just enjoy them on their own. The resultant lemon juice can also be used as a marinade or served as a salad dressing. Our last recipe for this episode will be homemade kiwi jello. We'll start by heating up water and lemon juice. Then we'll pour in our sweetener and our chopped kiwis. Heat up the mixture for a couple of minutes or until foam starts to appear on the surface. Remove from heat and add in gelatin mixed with water. Mix well and then pour the mixture into the ramekins. Then we'll let the jello cool until it solidifies. Our delicious jello is now ready to eat.